My girlfriend is a zombie, and I can do whatever I want to her. I'll kiss this one first, then another one. But someone has taken a liking to Ling Silent's girlfriend on this day. So Ling Silent flew into a rage. He killed that person and all his brothers in one go. Ling Silent, who had just finished the battle. He raised his big hand and smacked Xia Na's butt. Xia Na screamed loudly when she was hit. She quickly apologized and begged for mercy. Originally, Ling Silent was fighting just now. Xia Na not only did not come to help, she even dragged Ye Beloved to the side to watch the show. Ling Silent also doesn't want to argue with her. Just a little education to ask her not to influence Ye Beloved negatively would be enough. When he was holding his own fiery wife immediately, she only then realized that Xia Na's figure couldn't be compared to Ye Beloved's at all. Ling Silent also took the opportunity to mockingly comment that Xia Na's was too small. Xia Na asked in confusion, "What's the use of it being so big?" Ling Silent said with a sly smile, "Getting bigger can improve a woman's sexual combat power." Xia Na listened to him say so. She immediately rushed towards Ling Silent, asking him to help her grow bigger. So they spent another intense night like this. The next day, Ling Silent explored this human outpost. At this moment she was thinking about the tough words the leader said before dying yesterday. "Way God will not let you off." The name sounded familiar to Ling Silent at the time. It was only then that he remembered. Isn't this the one who attacked him before? Is it the name mentioned by the two brothers? Ling Silent still remembers that this guy is an ability user whose strength should not be underestimated. It seems that this stronghold is under his protection. At this moment, a strange sound suddenly came from behind. Ling Silent thought that there might be some fish that had escaped and not been dealt with. He quickly rushed towards the direction where the sound was coming from. He found 3 beautiful women who were bound and bruised, looking like they had been treated as tools for venting desires. Ling Silent then took out a dagger and cut off their hands. He explained that it was safe here now. The beasts who bullied you have already been taken care of. But the group of girls did not look happy. Instead, their eyes seemed vacant. It seems that they have been badly mistreated. They no longer trust anyone. At this moment, Ling Silent turned his head and suddenly noticed some food packaged separately on the side. It seems that this filthy place also has a certain order. Ling Silent decisively took a bag and stuffed it into his arms. A free lunch? Only an idiot would say no. He then said to those 3 girls, "These are all yours." They rushed up when they heard and seemed to have been hungry for days. Ling Silent looked at their appearance and felt very sympathetic. In this doomsday, when a girl is powerless, her beauty becomes a sin. Then Ling Silent no longer felt regretful. He turned around and left, planning to take the 2 wives to rest. At this time, there was a person standing on the rooftop outside. He stared at Ling Silent intently. Is this person a friend or foe? My girlfriend is a zombie. And yet, I can do whatever I want to her. I kiss this one, and then kiss another. At this moment, Ling Silent is doing something bad with 2 girlfriends. He is completely unaware that he has been targeted by someone. And that person instantly arrived at the building. It turns out this red-haired person is an ability user with teleportation abilities. He looked at the human body in front of him. His eyes suddenly became sharp, and he said coldly, "Interesting." He silently made his way upstairs, carefully investigating the situation. It seems this guy is also a cautious person. At this moment, he suddenly found 3 girls. It was the poor person that Ling Silent had saved before. However, Hong Mao had no sympathy at all. He covered a girl's mouth and took her to another room. He gently said in order to extract information, "Don't be afraid, I'm not a bad person. Tell me about the situation here, and I'll let you go." The girl nodded without hesitation. The foreigner, cautiously, asked the girl to use her hands to communicate with him. After understanding the situation here, the foreigner really let the girl go. However, in the moment when the girl looked back, Red-Haired swiftly made a move, cutting her main artery. Watching the body fall, Red-Haired's heart was calm. To him, killing was already a familiar routine. However, the next second, Ling Silent suddenly appeared. She placed a short knife at his neck, coldly warning him not to move. At this moment, Ye Beloved also blocked off another path. Watching Ye Beloved walk away, Hong Mao was surprised and said, "Isn't this you, the school beauty? We are alumni." Just as he was thinking of getting closer, Ling Silent suddenly roared, "I told you not to move!" Ling Silent's strong reaction is due to feeling extremely threatened by the man in front of him. Immediately, he thought of someone. Then he said with a serious expression on his face, "Are you Wei God?" Hong Mao expressed his confusion, saying, "You actually know me?" Ling Silent didn't answer but continued to ask why he was here. Wei God, feeling confident, said he was just passing by. He even dared to question Ling Silent back. "Did you kill the people here?" Ling Silent looked at Wei God's sharp eyes. He did not show any sign of retreat and said coldly, "How? Do you have any opinions?" Wei God hurriedly smiled and chuckled, saying that he was just here to collect supplies. But now the supplies have obviously been taken by Ling Silent. Wei God also doesn't want to make an enemy out of a skilled person, so he wants to win Ling Silent over to join his base. With a look of disdain on his face, Ling Silent clearly understood the situation of the base Wei God mentioned. It's just a trick to exploit the survivors through force over there. He had seen plenty of such people outside. So Ling Silent refused his invitation without hesitation and asked him to leave his territory quickly. These words instantly made Wei God look gloomy. Then he said coldly, "Since you don't appreciate kindness, don't blame me for being impolite." The next second, several golden lights flashed by. The short blade of Ling Silent was instantly knocked away. At the same time, Wei God appeared behind him. He picked up the sharp blade and was about to cut his neck. And at this moment, Ling Silent was completely unprepared. Is he going to die and regret at this moment? My girlfriend is a zombie, but she wants to have a little zombie with me. There are several girlfriends like this. Just now, Xia Na asked Ling Silent to take off his clothes. Ling Silent thought they were going to start a game of zombie again. But Xia Na said she wanted to check his injuries, which disappointed Ling Silent. Meanwhile, Ye Beloved, who was standing beside them, looked at his wound with a heart full of pain. Immediately, Ye Beloved hugged Ling Silent tightly from behind. She, who was pure in intent, tried to use her own body to alleviate Ling Silent's pain. The effect was immediate. Ling Silent blushed instantly and sank into it. However, he suddenly realized that something was wrong. He quickly turned around and questioned Ye Beloved. "Who taught you these things?" But Ye Beloved felt embarrassed and said, "Xia Na told me not to tell you." Ling Silent looked back at the smug Xia Na with resentment in his heart. He then roared, "Ye Beloved just regained consciousness. Don't corrupt her." However, he didn't finish his sentence. Xia Na's cherry lips kissed his fingers. She even stuck out her tongue to clean the bloodstains on his fingers. Following, she very shyly said, "Sorry, it's just amazing." This scene immediately made Ling Silent shudder, quickly taking his fingers out of Xia Na's mouth. But Xia Na had an unwilling expression on her face. Ling Silent ignored her. He put on his clothes and prepared to leave. At this moment, Ye Beloved suddenly asked Xia Na how she felt. Xia Na replied with a mischievous smile, "I still have some flavor here. Do you want to come and taste it?" After saying that, she also opened her mouth to lure the pure Ye Beloved. Where could Ye Beloved resist this temptation? Just as she was about to taste it, Ling Silent suddenly appeared to stop this behavior. He was about to reprimand Xia Na immediately. And at this moment, a miserable scream suddenly came from the second floor. Ling Silent had no time to scold Xia Na. He hurriedly went to check. The three unfortunate sisters actually discovered the death of Green Hair. Ling Silent explained that it was Wei God who killed him. He then squatted down and questioned the sister with glasses, asking her, "Do you know where Wei God's lair is?" The sister with glasses also knew that Ling Silent was not a bad person. Otherwise, he wouldn't have saved them in the first place. So she told Ling Silent everything she knew. After he learned that Wei God's lair was in the swimming pool, Ling Silent's eyes immediately turned dark and sharp. He knew well the terrifying power of Wei God. Today, it was finally hard won to have his arms severed. We must seize this opportunity to directly finish him off. Just in case the night is long and dreams are plenty, he immediately controlled all the zombies downstairs to head towards the swimming pool. Then, he called his two girlfriends to prepare to leave. At this moment, the bespectacled girl suddenly hugged him. She begged Ling Silent to take them away. They were very clear that if they stayed here alone, they would die early. So they said very charmingly, "As long as you take us away, we can do anything. My girlfriend is a zombie, and I can do whatever I want to her. Kiss this one, then kiss another. Every day we fight zombies. And then we cuddle under the big blanket together." Just now, Wei God tried to sneak attack Ling Silent. He was easily dodged by Ling Silent. And Ling Silent took the opportunity to scratch his little face. This made Wei God immediately furious with shame. He actually rushed towards Ye Beloved in a few teleports. He was thinking of using a hostage to threaten Ling Silent. However, a flash of sword light. Wei God was almost scared to urinate on the spot, because Ye Beloved actually used 2 fingers to catch his sharp claw knife. And she still had a silly and cute expression on her face. Ling Silent quickly picked up the broadsword and thrust it forward. Wei God teleported away in an instant to dodge. Ling Silent didn't care about that creature at all. He even asked with concern if his beloved wife was okay. This sudden attention startled Ye Beloved. Ling Silent then softly blew on Ye Beloved's fingers and said, "Dear, let me blow. It doesn't hurt." Such a loving gesture. This made Ye Beloved's whole face radiant with a happy smile. However, Xia Na, who was beside them, also witnessed the scene. Her heart was filled with envy. She immediately threw the damn long sword on the spot and said indignantly, "What use is this weapon to me? I also want to face the enemy empty-handed." At this moment, Ling Silent said very darkly, "Neither of you should get involved next. I will personally take care of this guy." And at this moment, Wei God was clutching his arm in pain. He became eerie and terrifying all of a sudden. Because in this apocalypse, he has always been like a fish in water with his superpowers. He has never experienced such injustice before today. The next second, he rushed towards Ling Silent with full of anger. When he was near him, multiple afterimages suddenly appeared. At this moment, Ling Silent finally understood this guy's ability. It's just that he can temporarily increase his speed to the limit. But even so, Ling Silent still couldn't capture his figure. Ling Silent completely couldn't capture his figure. He could only wait for the moment when he initiates an attack to have a chance. That moment is now. Ling Silent quickly used his spiritual power. He pulled his arm. This caused his fatal blow to go off course. Immediately following, Ling Silent raised his knife and slashed towards Wei God, decisively exchanging injury for injury. He directly inflicted a serious injury on Wei God. It wasn't until this moment that he realized he had met his match this time. So, he decisively threw out the claw knife to attract Ling Silent's attention. He then quickly jumped out of the window to escape from the scene. However, Ling Silent was not going to let him escape. He immediately manipulated the zombies downstairs to surround him. Wei God was caught off guard by this situation. When he realized what was happening, his left hand had already been tightly grabbed by a group of zombies. The next second, a flash of sword light, and an arm fell. Wei God clutched his empty left hand in pain as he escaped. The scene downstairs made Ling Silent's face solemn. This guy is willing to cut off his own arm without hesitation in order to escape. Such decisive and ruthless person. In the future, he is sure to become a great trouble for himself. Ling Silent is worrying incessantly. Ye Beloved gently inquired about how severe his injury was. Ling Silent calmly said, "Don't worry, my dear. It's just some superficial wounds." However, the next second, Xiaona suddenly exclaimed, "No, Dot! You have to quickly take off your clothes so we can check. My girlfriend is a zombie, and she wants to have little zombies with me. There are several girlfriends like her. But today, a human girl suddenly hugged Ling Silent. She wants to have a baby with her classmates." The situation made Ling Silent's two girlfriends immediately full of anger. This scared him, and he quickly refused the two girls in a righteous manner. It turned out that the two girls were also pitiful. Before, they were treated as tools for entertainment by a bunch of beasts. It was Ling Silent who rescued them. However, they knew staying here meant death. So, they wanted Ling Silent to take them away. But Ling Silent has urgent matters at hand, and it is not convenient to take them away. So she could only promise, "I will send someone to rescue you in the next few days." The girl with glasses quickly expressed her gratitude. She believed Ling Silent's words without any doubt. She watched as Ling Silent and they left. The two girls wearing glasses were both filled with infatuation. Because in this doomsday world, this was the first man who cared so much about them. After leaving, Ling Silent, accompanied by his two wives, headed towards the swimming pool. It is now a large human stronghold ruled by an ability user named Waygod. And Ling Silent's goal is to take down this guy. And a few hours ago, Ling Silent already had a big battle with him. Although Ling Silent caused him to lose an arm, but still let him escape. We now know his lair. Ling Silent naturally wants to cut off all means of retreat. No wonder Ling Silent is so ruthless in dealing with this matter. Who is to blame for that guy's initial disruption of Ling Silent's affairs? At this moment, Waygod, who had fled back to the base, was extremely weak. The empty left hand left a pool of blood behind. He quickly found a medical kit to treat his wounds. The pain caused by the alcohol's sting. He wished he could dismember Ling Silent right away. He finally finished dressing the wound with great difficulty. He decided to gather all his cannon fodder's underlings tomorrow, to completely crush Ling Silent. And just as he stood up, Ling Silent suddenly appeared by the window. He also said sarcastically, "Isn't this the king of the university town? Why are you acting so out of line now?" Waygod also knows that the current situation is not good for himself. So, without hesitation, he turned around and ran. Ling Silent quickly manipulated his mental power to close the door. This directly intercepted his attempt to escape. Waygod saw that there was no way to escape, so he had no choice but to fight to the death. But his attacks always allowed Ling Silent to easily dodge. And Ling Silent also fiercely draws the blade across his face. Such a blatant mockery. He seems to be telling Waygod that the speed you are proud of is nothing in front of me. In no time, Waygod was beaten up badly with a swollen face. At this moment, he finally got scared. He was trembling all over with fear. Just as he was about to run away again, the door suddenly opened. Dayu stood at the doorway with a gloomy face. The next second she lifted the knife and made a slash, despite Waygod avoiding it in time. He also got one eye blinded by the slash. At this moment, Ling Silent's attacks also followed one after another. A short knife directly pierced through Waygod's body. The king of the university city fell at this moment. After the battle ended, Dayu looked at Ling Silent. Her whole face blushed with embarrassment. Her straight and beautiful legs were twisting in confusion, completely devoid of the chilling aura from earlier. Why is Dayu here? Could it be that she is also here to have a baby with Ling Silent? My girlfriend is a zombie, and she wants to have little zombies with me. I have several girlfriends like that. Just now, 2 girlfriends stripped naked. Xiao intentionally threw her socks onto Ling Silent's face. This made him blush instantly. When Ling Silent looked again, the two girlfriends had already changed into sexy swimsuits. Such a beautiful scene. Ling Silent felt her legs go soft and collapsed to the ground. He quickly coughed twice, trying to conceal his confusion, and Xiao suddenly pounced in front of Ling Silent. She coyly said, "Do you like us like this?" Ling Silent couldn't handle it, so he immediately blew Xiao a kiss. As Yi Beloved, who also looked shy, approached, Ling Silent immediately revealed a sly, lewd smile and said, "Today, let me show you how capable I am." The next second, a fierce battle broke out in the room, causing Dayu, who was eavesdropping at the door, to get accidentally injured. Dayu, who was knocked down to the ground, listened to the intense noise coming from inside, filled with jealousy and indignation in her heart. Now she is the leader of this human stronghold. But I didn't expect her to stoop so low as to eavesdrop on such a shameful matter. Dayu blushed suddenly at the thought. Turns out that last night, Ling Silent came to the swimming pool to kill Wei God. He happened to run into Dayu, who also wanted to take him out. So under the joint attack of the two, Wei God turned into a corpse as expected. And before taking out Wei God, Dayu had already infiltrated the base he managed, relying on her identity as an ability user. She successfully took control here. But Dayu, who had already become the leader, in front of Ling Silent, she was a shy little girl. After they completed the battle yesterday, Dayu was very excited to invite Ling Silent to rest at her base for a night. However, Ling Silent did not understand her intention and asked her to help rescue two girls at the library, which made Dayu feel disappointed instantly. She casually agreed and bumped into Ling Silent as she left his room. But Dayu became more and more angry as she thought about it. She remembered how Ling Silent used to treat her. Thus, the psychologically unbalanced Dayu. She then eavesdropped outside Ling Silent's door all night. So the scene at the beginning happened. And Ling Silent, after finishing the battle with his two girlfriends, he then left the base through the window. At this moment, Xiao asked in confusion, "Why didn't we just use the door?" Ling Silent replied, "We need to keep a low profile, you know?" Xiao happily said, "Got it!" Ling Silent then left the base with arms around two companions. But they left discreetly, catching the attention of Dayu, who had eavesdropped throughout the night. She watched Ling Silent's departing figure. She thought about the various things that had happened between them before. Her heart was filled with mixed emotions. In this post-apocalyptic world full of hordes of zombies, she didn't know if there would be a chance to meet again. However, feeling sentimental was one thing, Dayu's disheveled appearance. I wonder what she did when she eavesdropped last night. My girlfriend is a zombie, but she wants to have little zombies with me. I have several girlfriends like this. But Ling Silent is currently cheating on his girlfriends, doing bad things with another beautiful zombie. He seems to be enjoying it with his eyes closed, but soon feels a bit guilty towards his girlfriends. So he decisively pushed away the beautiful zombie, but she persistently pounced back on him. It seems like she has set her sights on Ling Silent. What's the deal with this sudden appearance of the beautiful zombie? It turns out Ling Silent and the others have just arrived at a new teaching building. He and his two girlfriends are exploring the situation here separately. When Ling Silent walked into a room, a blonde figure suddenly appeared. Ling Silent raised his knife to strike back, but a palm suddenly slapped down, interrupting his attack. That person swiftly made another hook. He fell heavily to the ground. The person who launched a sneak attack then casually closed the door. Ling Silent stood up slowly in pain. He knew very well that the opponent's strength was extremely powerful. This was the first zombie he encountered that would proactively close the door when he was carefully analyzing the situation on the battlefield. He suddenly realized that the zombie in front of him looked very familiar. Isn't this his senior sister from school? She is a goddess recognized by the public. However, before Ling Silent could offer a warm greeting. The senior sister's eyes suddenly gleamed with intense green light, and she pounced forward. Such an active pouncing action made Ling Silent very shy, shouting out not to. But the senior sister was about to bite Ling Silent's neck. Just at this moment, Ling Silent's two girlfriends not far away sensed the danger and immediately looked anxious to go support. On the other hand, the situation with Ling Silent seemed a bit off. The senior sister stretched out her tongue to lick his neck. The former goddess treated him in this way, causing him to subconsciously close his eyes and enjoy it. But soon, he immediately sensed that something was wrong. Now is not the time to have fun. So he quickly manipulated his psychic power to trap his senior sister. Seeing his senior sister completely trapped by him, Ling Silent smirked and said, "Watch out, I'll teach you a lesson later." However, he didn't have a few seconds to be happy. His senior sister suddenly broke free from the psychic restraint with great force. This startled Ling Silent greatly. The speed at which she broke free from his control was unprecedented for a zombie up to now. So Ling Silent looked towards the short sword that had fallen not far away. Now unarmed, he is simply no match for the senior sister. So he quickly picked up the short sword. Before the senior sister's attack arrived, he made a sudden slash in front of him. The senior sister quickly stopped her steps and was forced to take a step back. At this time, there was a sound of slashing coming from the doorway. The gate was instantly chopped into pieces. Xiao and Ye Beloved finally arrived. Two wives looked at the cold and beautiful blonde woman in front of them. Without saying a word, they picked up their weapons and charged forward. "How dare you hurt our man? I will skin you alive." However, the senior sister just coldly glanced at them. She took a back jump and escaped through the window directly. She saw her two girlfriends still wanting to chase after her. Ling Silent quickly stopped them. Ling Silent is very clear about senior sister's strength. It's definitely not inferior to Ye Beloved. So it's not a good idea for the few of them to rush up. The most important thing now is to obtain gel for the girlfriends. However, this university town has basically been swept clean by Ling Silent. So they should leave here next. And just as Ling Silent and the others were about to leave, there was a figure standing on the utility pole behind them. Did the senior sister actually follow up? This sexy and attractive mature zombie woman even flirted with the male lead in broad daylight. She almost got killed by the male lead. She wants to stealthily follow behind. Is this the dissatisfaction of a mature woman's desire? At this moment, Ling Silent, who is unaware of the situation, unexpectedly found a room in a themed hotel. This made him blush suddenly. While Xiao was full of anticipation, she excitedly jumped on the bed and bounced up and down. Look at how happy she looks. Ye Beloved also shyly climbed onto the bed. Such a beautiful scene. Let Ling Silent suddenly feel a rush of heat in his heart. But now it's daytime. It's not the time to turn into a zombie. So he quickly said he wanted to investigate the situation here. Before leaving, he specifically instructed Xiao not to teach Ye Beloved to do bad things. Xiao promised sincerely. But who is she, Xiao? She is a woman who is always thinking about naughty things. Now she and Ye Beloved are both single and living alone, which is the perfect opportunity. Then she suddenly revealed a sly smirk on her face. He. Then she instantly tackled Ye Beloved onto the bed. Sister Ye, let me teach you something good. You can tell at a glance that she has bad intentions. Ye Beloved simply pouted and refused. Seeing that Ye Beloved was unwilling, Xiao suddenly turned around and burst into tears. This made the naive Ye Beloved immediately softened and agreed. At this moment, Xiao suddenly changed her expression, revealing a triumphant look as if her scheme had succeeded. Shortly after, Ye Beloved voluntarily lay down on the bed. Xiao also followed closely behind. Watching Ye Beloved's charming appearance, looking as if she could be ravaged at any moment, Xiao's face turned bright red with excitement. The drool was about to drip from her mouth. On the other side, Ling Silent, who was unaware of the situation, was diligently investigating. Just as he discovered a warehouse full of instant noodles, a dark shadow suddenly appeared behind him. It turned out to be his senior sister catching up. Last time, she suffered from being unarmed. This time, she cleverly found a long stick. Just as a big battle was about to begin, the senior sister actually spoke. "I know you." This situation shocked Ling Silent immensely. He didn't expect the senior sister to have evolved to such a level. This is even stronger than Ye Beloveds. You should know that the current Ye Beloved can also speak now. But Ling Silent is very clear that her combat power is not as good as her senior sister's. Such a strong enemy caught up to them at the door. As a result, Ling Silent directly ignored what she said, quickly assuming a fighting stance, and hurriedly called on her two girlfriends to come and support. However, on the other side, Ye Beloved has already been played badly by Xia Na. Fortunately, Xia Na, who was still clear-headed, received the distress signal. She picked up the knife and rushed to the scene with Ye Beloved. They both chopped towards the senior sister. The senior sister easily deflected the attacks with a stick. However, Xia Na's long knife quickly followed. The senior sister grabbed the wall with her right hand and executed a side somersault to dodge this attack. But the senior sister was not one to be bullied. She exerted force and pulled out a chunk of the wall, throwing it towards Xia Na. The powerful impact created a cloud of smoke around them. Ling Silent never expected that this person could even pull out chunks of the wall. So he quickly used his psychic power to lock down his senior sister. Xia Na took advantage of this opportunity. She directly knocked her unconscious with the handle of the knife. Looking at the senior sister, who had fainted on the ground, Xia Na immediately wanted to dig out her brain and eat it. Ling Silent quickly stopped her. Then he picked up his senior sister and leaned her against himself, because Ling Silent remembered that she said she knew him. After he went through a careful exploration of her whole body, Ling Silent found a pink wallet. Inside, she also saw a photo. On it, besides the senior sister, there was Ling Silent's figure. The male lead just picked up a beautiful female zombie. The two wives bathed her and let the male lead watch. After she was cleaned up, they personally served her to the male lead to taste. It turns out that just now Ling Silent met the former school flower senior sister. Such a beauty delivered to the door. His two wives also cleverly subdued her. Then Ling Silent found a photo in the senior sister's purse. There was actually his own figure inside. So Ling Silent decisively decided to take her back without any hesitation. Watching this situation, Xia Na. She also revealed a sinister smile. In the blink of an eye, night fell. Ling Silent, who had just woken up, could not see the figures of the three beauties. And just as he looked around, he suddenly discovered a scene that made his face flush red. It turned out that the two wives were giving their senior sister a back rub. The shy Ling Silent immediately shouted, "What are you doing? Why didn't you wake me up for something like this?" This remark made Xia Na slightly angry. Ling Silent also realized that his subconscious words were a bit too frivolous. But the next second, their senior sister suddenly let out a painful groan. He also didn't know what secret actions Fu Na was secretly up to. She immediately rinsed her school sister with warm water. This made her feel a little painful. She quickly immersed herself in enjoyment. At this moment, a bottle caught the bathwater left by her school sister's body. Ling Silent was curious about what Xia Na was doing. She suddenly held out a bottle to Ling Silent and said with a mischievous smile, "Brother Ling, fresh fairy bathing water. Do you want to taste it?" Ling Silent couldn't resist and snatched the bottle. He still said earnestly, "I'm not that kind of person. I'll throw it away later." At this time, Xia Na left the bathtub with Ye Beloved. Before leaving, the two wives didn't forget to tell Ling Silent that her clothes are on the bed. "I can only help you up to this point. Wait for Xia Na. The two of them will leave later." Ling Silent looked at the tidy senior sister in the bathtub. His face turned red with embarrassment, and his mouth was watering. After his meticulous operation, in just 5 minutes Ling Silent dressed the senior sister. He never expected Ling Silent to be so fast. Looking at the senior sister full of mature charm. At this moment, Ling Silent, who has entered the state of a saint, is calm without any ripples in his heart. At this moment, the older female student suddenly bent down and felt very uncomfortable. Ling Silent looked at the shy older female student. He then looked at the razor on the side. He suddenly felt another wave of heat in his heart. Ling Silent immediately covered his head, feeling that his physical strength was no longer sufficient. And the senior sister, who was being controlled by his mental power. Obviously, she was somewhat unwilling subconsciously. So the two of them walked out of the building floor, while Xia Na and the others had been waiting for a long time. Looking at Ling Silent and the others coming out, Xia Na said insidiously, "Brother Ling, you guys are so fast. You didn't do anything strange, did you?" Ling Silent covered his head. He really didn't want to deal with this mischievous girl. Just as the senior sister was about to recount what had just happened, a sudden loud explosion sounded not far away. "My girlfriend is a zombie. But she wants to have little zombies with me. There are several girlfriends like her." Ling Silent has just completed a big battle with his senior sister in creating zombies. He is now watching her savor the moment. At this moment, a sudden loud explosion came from not far away. In this post-apocalyptic world full of crowds of zombies, such actions are definitely man-made. However, doing so will attract a large number of zombies to swarm in, which makes Ling Silent very curious about what is happening over there. So he waved his hand and headed towards that direction with his 3 wives. On the way, Xia Na and Yi Beloved both showed off their skills. However, senior sister was even more outstanding. Just bending over, she wiped out a large group of zombies, astonishing senior sister's combat power. Not far away, gunshots rang out again, which surprised Ling Silent even more. Moreover, the rhythm of the gunshots is very steady, without any chaos. One can tell at a glance that it is a skilled shooter. Is it possible that the National Rescue Team has arrived? So Ling Silent and others quickly headed towards the direction of the gunshots. When they arrived nearby, they climbed up a tall building. Looking around, they found that thousands of zombies had already gathered below and were fighting and devouring each other due to the explosion's stimulation. It was basically a large-scale breeding ground. This would inevitably lead to the appearance of many mutated zombies, so Ling Silent quickly ordered his senior sister to go down and check the situation. But the senior sister was trembling all over and refused to move. Ling Silent immediately understood that she was being stimulated by the scene in front of her. She was resisting her own mental control. The next second, Ling Silent quickly increased the strength of her control. This moment made her submit once again. However, the proud senior sister hummed disapprovingly. Ling Silent was also very clear that she was very dissatisfied with her own control. However, Ling Silent is not worried. He is thinking of giving me more guidance in the future. Sooner or later, she will be infatuated with Master's charms. Immediately, he manipulated the senior sister to jump off the high building. After she landed gracefully, she instantly took care of the blocking zombie. At this moment, in a room near the source of the explosion, a zombie has crawled in. Seeing the girl's life hanging by a thread, 2 gunshots rang out, resolving the zombie. Then a man appeared in the room with a 98K rifle. The two of them then continued to execute the plan, placing all the oil barrels in designated positions. The man with a crew cut cheerfully said, "Today, let's eliminate all the zombies on the street." At this moment, the senior sister controlled by Ling Silent has also arrived. However, the room below was blocked off, and he couldn't see what was inside. So Ling Silent drew a new spiritual chain from the senior sister, while controlling another zombie to investigate inside. When he discovered that it was only a man and a woman, Ling Silent was very puzzled. Could such a big commotion really have been caused by just these 2 people? Attracting so many zombies, They definitely have a purpose beyond just killing the zombies. What is their true goal? My girlfriend is a zombie, and she wants to have little zombies with me. There is more than one girlfriend like this. In this world filled with groups of zombies, Ling Silent slaughtered countless zombies with his 3 wives. They were trying to get the gel behind their brains to enhance their own strength, because only in this way can they survive in this apocalyptic world. At this moment, Ling Silent encountered a group armed with guns, and they also have a large amount of oil barrels to wipe out a large number of zombies at once. Ling Silent also doesn't care what their true purpose is, as long as the oil barrel explodes. This group of zombies will definitely suffer heavy casualties. In this way, Ling Silent will be able to profit by doing nothing, harvesting a large amount of gel. And at this moment, Xiao Na suddenly spoke up. Brother Ling, should we also eliminate these people who are killing the zombies? Upon hearing this, Ling Silent immediately punched Xiao Na on the spot. What are you thinking? We are all human beings. Are you trying to exterminate everyone? This is still Ling Silent's first time fighting Xiao Na. She threw herself into Ye Beloved's arms, feeling wronged. She muttered in her mouth, I'm a zombie, not a human being. Just when Ling Silent was helpless, the zombie he controlled suddenly encountered an attack. Ling Silent quickly controlled it to dodge. He looked up and saw that it was actually a metal rod. It must have taken a tremendous amount of strength to throw it from 100 meters away. At this moment, a young man in a blue shirt was staring intently at Zombie. Ling Silent deduced from the theft of the cloak just now. This guy might also be an ability user, so he controlled Zombie to retreat quickly. After all, conflicting with an ability user is not a rational choice. And the young man in blue saw that the zombie was about to run. He was about to chase after it. A voice suddenly stopped him. Dingyu, what are you daydreaming about? Dingyu turned around and saw that it was their teammate Wang Frozen, so they explained. Just now, they noticed a wise zombie. Upon hearing this, Wang Frozen was immediately shocked. Following that, their whole body felt chills, because she had almost been tainted by a few wise zombies before. Thinking about this, Wang Frozen was trembling all over. Dingyu also noticed something was wrong with her, and asked her what was going on. However, the next second, Wang Frozen turned around and ran away. She explained that she was going to investigate the situation or not. She didn't want anyone to know about her unbearable past. The instigator of that past event, Ling Silent, did not know that his younger sister-in-law was also present there. He is controlling the zombies and observing the group. From their conversation, he learned that these people plan to use an explosion to get rid of the gathered zombies, and then collect supplies during the chaos. Ling Silent was amazed by the audacity of these people. A steel bar suddenly struck again. Ling Silent did not expect that the guy would catch up so quickly. He manipulated the zombie to evade afterwards. He also hastily launched a counterattack. However, the next second, he suddenly realized that the person in front of him was his own niece, Wang Frozen. Ling Silent quickly controlled her power, but it was already too late. With a loud thud, due to a loss of control of power, both Zombie and Wang Frozen fell down. Ling Silent didn't have time to think too much. Saving people is the priority now. He quickly grabbed Wang Frozen's belt. But to his surprise, her buttons were unbuttoned. So after a sudden burst of effort, the zombie directly pulled down her pants. Followed closely, 2 people fell heavily to the ground in a strange posture. And at this moment, the zombie controlled by Ling Silent was having a great time. A zombie unexpectedly unzipped a girl's pants. Do zombies also have this kind of consciousness? Such a warm scene. It's like a big movie set. It turns out it was just now. The zombie controlled by Ling Silent accidentally pulled down Wang Frozen's pants. They also fell to the ground in a very strange posture. Without waiting for him to admire the scenery in front of him carefully, the zombies around had already spotted the 2 of them. However, Wong Frozen was still there shouting loudly. This way, more zombies will be attracted. Ling Silent quickly controlled the zombie to restrain her. Then he raised his big hand and fiercely slapped her on the butt, intending to shut her up. However, Wong Frozen was completely unaware of the situation around her. In the crisp sound of the slapping on the buttocks, Wong Frozen's screams became even more intense. Seeing this situation, the zombie control by Ling Silent became even more ruthless. It actually made Wong Frozen cry directly. She never expected that during this time, she would be slapped on the butt twice by the zombie. Such a great humiliation made her feel like she didn't want to live anymore, and she collapsed on the ground. The situation also made Ling Silent feel helpless. But now the situation is critical, and there is no time to think too much. So he immediately controlled the zombie to grab Wong Frozen's shoulder, then revealed his mouth full of fangs, as if he was about to eat Wong Frozen. Successfully scared the troublesome guy unconscious. Just as Ling Silent was thinking about rescuing Wong Frozen first, gunshots suddenly rang out. It turned out that the battle with the zombies on the side had already begun, as the oil drums were set on fire. A massive explosion instantly engulfed all the zombies, and such a violent explosion also left the gunman with a serious injury, knocking him unconscious. Seeing the gunman fall in front of him, Ling Silent didn't have time to think much either. He had to help his sister-in-law put on her pants first before talking. But then, he considered that at least Inch Head was Wong Frozen's teammate. So he controlled the zombie to also rescue him. At this time, the teammate of Inch Head on the other side had cleared out the remaining loose ends and arrived at the explosion site. However, they did not find any trace of Inch Head and Wong Frozen. But they soon saw a pool of blood on the ground. He realized that the two of them were likely taken away. He immediately thought of the wise zombie he had encountered before. He believed that it must have been the work of that guy. And at this moment, Ling Silent's zombie was carrying two patients without knowing that he had been discovered. Suddenly, he found that there was glass stuck on the zombie's face. Ding Qing took a closer look and found that the crew cut was also covered in glass all over the body. This was probably caused by the explosion just now. But why is it that Wong Frozen's only injury is on his buttocks? Just when Ling Silent fell silent for a moment, blood suddenly dripped onto the ground from his buttocks. He quickly turned around to look, only to realize that it had been flowing all the way. This situation immediately made Ling Silent feel a strange sense of being followed. My girlfriend is a zombie, yet she constantly wants to have little zombies with me. There are several girlfriends like this. And today, the girlfriend spared Ling Silent, because he is now going to treat Xia Na's younger sister. In the recent explosion, Wong Frozen was seriously injured in the buttocks. It was Ling Silent who saved her. And now he looks at Wong Frozen on the bed. Ling Silent's heart suddenly surged with a teasing thought. After all, there's always trouble when encountering this girl. So Ling Silent deliberately put a blindfold on her before treating her. This made Ling Silent treat her. Wong Frozen is thinking all sorts of messy things in her mind. After the treatment is completed, Wong Frozen lays limp on the bed. When she takes off the eye mask, there are hearts in her eyes. I really don't know what this girl is thinking. But looking at her being shy and blushing, she must be up to no good. Ling Silent is too lazy to bother with her. He turned around and left immediately. At this moment, he suddenly encountered the crew cut who had just woken up. This guy is a teammate of Wong Frozen. They just rescued him together. He is very grateful to Ling Silent for saving his life. He also honestly revealed all his own circumstances. It turns out that this guy is called Luo Hung. He also said he wants to share the supplies they obtained with Ling Silent. In this post-apocalyptic world full of hordes of zombies, resources are extremely scarce. Ling Silent naturally agreed without hesitation. And he greatly appreciates the honesty of Luo Hung. During their conversation, Luo Hung suddenly noticed Ding Yu downstairs and immediately called out loudly for him to come up. Ling Silent did not stop him either. He was well aware that the guy was also an ability user. And he had also previously laid hands on the zombie he controlled himself. So Ling Silent doesn't have any good feelings towards him. When Ding Yu came up, Luo Hung told him that Ling Silent saved him. He also revealed Ling Silent's identity as Wang Frozen's brother-in-law. But even so, he still carries the steel bars and remains in a fighting stance. Such a vigilant person instantly made Ling Silent feel full of alertness. Ding Yu suddenly noticed Yu Beloved and Xia Na beside him, as he admired the appearance of the two beauties. Ling Silent glared at him fiercely on the side. This made him feel as if he was being stared at by a vicious wolf. This person is definitely not simple. Immediately, he took the initiative to reach out his hand and said, "My name is Ding Yu. Nice to meet you." Ling Silent does not want to conflict with this ability user. He then politely shook hands with him. But at this moment, Ding Yu suddenly said coldly, "I'm looking for a mutated zombie. Have you happened to encounter it?" This remark made Ling Silent's eyes instantly turn extremely cold. Has this guy discovered something about himself? A zombie picked up a beautiful woman on the roadside. The zombie secretly brought her back home and gave her meticulous care. This has resulted in the beauty having compassion in her eyes. Could an interracial romance be on the horizon? It turns out that the zombie controlled by Ling Silent just saved Wang Frozen and her teammates. However, after completing the treatment for Wang Frozen, her other teammates also caught up in time. Fortunately, he had already released the zombies he previously controlled. Otherwise, his ability to control the special abilities of the zombies would have been exposed. However, Ding Yu still harbors suspicions about Ling Silent. After all, he was able to take down a mutant zombie so easily. And he also has two beautiful women by his side. He is definitely not an ordinary person. Ling Silent also doesn't care what this guy is thinking. He turned to ask Luo Hung about their next arrangement. At this moment, Luo Hung asked Xiaoning to take out a notebook. He said they were all going to the countryside next. This notebook contains some small pieces of intelligence. He wants to repay Ling Silent's life-saving kindness by giving it to him. Ling Silent was quite shocked after a quick glance, because there are quite a few map markers recorded on it. There are even statistics on various kinds of data. It's a good thing to have in this post-apocalyptic world. This can solve many problems for Ling Silent. Sure enough, it was worth saving this person. Night fell immediately. Wang Frozen, who was sleeping on the floor, was awakened by thirst. When she turned her head, she saw Ling Silent. She thought about her shameful behavior during the day. She opened her mouth and cursed Ling Silent as a pervert. At this moment, a hand suddenly covered her mouth. It turned out to be Xia Na, who was also awake. She watched her younger sister's injuries stabilize before inquiring about her recent situation. It turned out that, after Wang Frozen separated from Xia Na and the others, she had planned to return to the base. However, she was ambushed by a zombie on the way and accidentally got injured. It was Luo Hung who saved her, although Luo Hung was very kind to her. However, Ding Yu always wanted to abandon Wang Frozen because he believed that the injured Wang Frozen was a burden. But fortunately, Luo Hung has been very kind to her, which has helped her slowly recover. Speaking of this, Wang Frozen became emotional. She then asked Xia Na about her future plans. Xia Na replied with anticipation, "In the future, I will just follow Brother Ling. But we can't bring you along, because I have prepared a surprise for you." After saying that, Xia Na left. She left, leaving Wang Frozen standing there with a puzzled look on his face. After half an hour, Ling Silent suddenly woke up. He actually heard their conversation just now. He also understood Xia Na's thoughts very well. So he decisively put on his clothes and said to the two wives, "Let's go! We'll educate that Ding Yu. My girlfriend is a zombie, but she wants to have little zombies with me. There are several girlfriends like this." But tonight, the appearance of the younger sister-in-law interrupted Ling Silent's plan to create a small zombie. During the chat between Xia Na and Wang Frozen, He learned that Wang Frozen was not well received in the team, so he had some thoughts in his mind. He was very clear that in this post-apocalyptic world, human hearts are more terrifying than zombies. If a team is not united, it will eventually be destroyed, and even your own sister-in-law is in this team. How can he stand by and do nothing? So wait until Wang Frozen falls asleep. After Ling Silent put on his clothes, he took his 2 girlfriends with him to address the issue with his younger sister. The one who has been constantly excluding Wang Frozen is Dingyu, who possesses a special ability, although the guy is quite strong. But Ling Silent is very confident in taking him down. So Ling Silent arrived outside Luo Heng's house. He intended to ask about Dingyu's whereabouts, but heard intense moaning and groaning from inside the house. This made Ling Silent blush with embarrassment. He quickly laughed it off with his 2 girlfriends. It seems that Luo Heng has already fallen asleep. Let's go look for him ourselves. But at this moment, Xia Na suddenly grabbed Ling Silent. She said shyly, leaning against you, beloved. We also want that kind of humming and laughter in the room. As soon as the words fell, the 2 of them threw themselves into Ling Silent's arms. This made Ling Silent a bit at a loss. After all, they had originally agreed to go teach Dingyu a lesson. How did it suddenly turn into this situation? At this moment, clever Xia Na immediately said shyly, "Can you do it or not?" This remark completely made Ling Silent unable to bear it. Ling Silent controlled a zombie to deal with Dingyu. After all, he could not ignore his younger sister-in-law's matters. Shortly afterwards, the battle on both sides began at the same time. Dingyu faced the sudden zombie attack. He quickly dodged it. After all, he was an ability user. How could he be easily ambushed? Then he swiftly threw out a few steel bars. But he didn't expect that the zombie easily evaded the attack. This made Dingyu realize